Well, on that note, I would like to welcome each and every one of you and thank you for joining together, which is sad day for each and every one of us at one level or another. A companion, friend, father, grandfather, we really come to honor Chic today in somewhat of an unorthodox way, because I think he would be considered unique and unorthodox. So if you can see under his favorite golf shirt, there is a white t-shirt, and underneath that white t-shirt is a long sleeve white t-shirt with the symbol of Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones. So for those of you who don't know that iconic song by the Stones, so I'm saying what ails you, say, wild horses. So I am sad, but also grateful to be here to honor someone who is a whole lot more than just Richton's favorite pizza maker. He was also a deadhead. So for those of you who are not familiar with the Grateful Dead, you either get it or you don't. Check got it. So, but on a note to welcome all of you and think about the fact that this for Chic is really not the end. It's the end for our relationship that we've had with him, with me, dating back to the days of high school. But as a beloved father, grandfather, brother, cousin, friend, there's a lot of Rempfers who do that. And of course, a beloved companion. Much more to Chic than just the music and just the pizza, although that's the part that's the most famous because everyone of us loves Big John's pizza and we eat. So I turn to areas where I think we might gain some comfort. And in just a moment or so, you're going to hear from several others. But I would suggest that you keep in mind a passage, one of my favorite passages from the Bible, from Micah 8. If you're not familiar with it, it tells you quite a bit of what you need to know about how to live and what I believe Chic used as he lived. He was not an overly religious guy. To those of us who are regular church attenders and consider ourselves more religious, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because from Micah 8, it says that God has shown you, O mortal person, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. That's what Chic Rempfer did in a very quiet and unassuming way in our community. If you read the obituary, and you're going to hear those words read again because the family provided them and they are extremely poignant. And that is that he did stuff for people all the time that no one had a clue he ever did. So if you were ever a beneficiary of an act of kindness, or we can't tell any of the jokes that he would tell probably here today, but if you were ever a beneficiary of a relationship with Chic, then you were actually lucky because he not only considered you important to him, but a friend. So again, I thank you for coming today to honor him. And we'd like to begin the services officially. I would like to ask Lisa if you're going to come forward, please, and share with us the words that both Brandon and Leslie offered to us in Chic's.
Charles Martin Chic Rempfer III, 65, and Big John's Pizza in Richmond, passed away unexpectedly Monday afternoon, July 31st, 2023 in his Upper Deerfield Township home. The son of the late Charles Martin Rempfer Jr. and Florence Agnes Rempfer of Oklahoma. Chic was born in Bridgeton on July 1st, 1958. He was raised on Bank Street in Bridgeton and graduated from Bridgeton High School in 1976. He later moved to Upper Deerfield Township, where his home became a sanctuary for many. Chic began working for the late John Sweetnam at Big John's Pizza when he was only 17 years old. His career began by making pizza boxes at the original location on South Laurel Street. When Big John retired in 1984, Chic became a partner with Fred Scott, who was Chic's longtime friend, and his brother Philip Rempfer. He spent many years making delicious pies for the people of South Jersey and beyond. He was one of the very few who knew the secret sauce, which became a Bridgeton staple. Big John's Pizza was continuously ranked one of the top 25 pizzeries in New Jersey by NJ.com. He always got a kick out of asking his daughters if they saw the posts on Facebook. Chic loved to play golf and spend time with his family. He also enjoyed dining at various restaurants and occasionally taking a trip to try his luck at the taxi. Chic also enjoyed his Sunday morning breakfast with his friends at the Bridgeton Diner. He was extremely proud of his daughters and grandchildren and would speak frequently of their accomplishments. Always humble, he was often seen helping others in need, whether by providing small jobs to local residents or giving an occasional pizza to someone. As a community center, Big John's is where people always stopped by to say hi. And Chic was always happy to see them. Chic hung up his apron for good on July 31st at his Upper Deerfield home, while walking his beloved dog, Blue. In addition to his mother, Florence, and companion Happy Bass, he is survived by his daughters, Randy Rempfer Christian, and her husband Michael, Anna Heimer and her husband Rich, Laura Boss and partner Robin, grandchildren Riley Glenn, Wyatt Shaver, and Chloe Goss. Close nieces and nephews, Eric Rempfer, Lisa Barron, Russ Rempfer, Jason Sides, Peter Rempfer, Deanna Barron, Amanda and Sarah Davis, and his brother Mom. He is also survived by his favorite dog, Blue, and grandpets, Chic and Tilly Steele, Sir Tortellini, and Baby Darwin Bun for cookies, Poultry, Macaulay Goss, and Dog. Additional survivors include Brown Sides, Lana Davis, Philip Rumble, additional nieces, nephews, cousins, and many friends. Chic was predeceased by his father, Charles Jr. His brother and best friend, T. Russell Rempfer, his business partner and friend, Red Scott, and his grandparents. The interview will follow the service and take place at Oak Cemetery in Bridgeton. Friends are welcome to celebrate Chic's life at his memory through the fountain. Or a song by one of his favorite bands, the Grateful Dead.
Thank you, Lisa. Next, I would like to ask Eric if you can come forward.
Hi guys, just like to thank you. Chic was just the greatest guy. And, it was really, he went to generous, so, spent a lot of time on the water, a lot of time off. It's not all I got. I'm joking.
Thanks, Eric. Much appreciated. Those heartfelt words. Now, to next, invite Jason, if you'll come forward, please. I know you have a eulogy you'd like to share about you.
All right, well, good morning, I'm Jason, Chic's nephew, God's son. Backup vocalist, lead guitar player. Leslie and Brandy called me and said, hey, we'd like you to sit in the eulogy at Dad's funeral. First I thought, yeah, I'm be able to speak. Then I thought, eulogy, I'm not a priest. And for some reason I thought of a joke on the chick once told me. He said he liked wrestling, right? And he got behind me and grabbed my arm and said, what's this move called? I said, I don't know. He said, that's the half Nelson. Then he grabbed his hand and said, that's the pool Nelson. Then he starts humping me. That's the father Nelson. And I know you said no jokes, but it's my baptism day. Now, before I go on my spiel here, I do want to say that Uncle Chic is special for a lot of people. I've heard from family, Uncle Chic's former schoolmates, people who only met him once. Everyone had a similar message. Uncle Chic was a genuine good guy. He raised his 2 daughters and provided for his family. When I was around 17, my cousin Eric called me and said, hey, we need to borrow your brother's drum set he just got for Christmas. Eric took it out to Uncle Chic's basement. I got off work, headed to Uncle Chic's, walked in and saw a big hole in the bottom of it. Eric smiling, saying, he fixed it. You had a jazz set. You know, Eric, we all probably have something that isn't what it was anymore due to his engineering. Now, I realized then, yup, I can't take this back to my brother. I'll figure it out later. Next thing you know, we're all playing rock and roll, Uncle Chic's, alternating between drums, harmonica, singing. We had a blast, and I was hooked. Little did I know that was the start of what we just referred to as Wednesday. For the next 23 years, weekly, I went out to Uncle Chic's house, enjoyed my cousins and friends, and played music, listened to records, playing horseshoes, golf in the backyard, enjoying each other's company. We ate soups, chili, baked ziti, whatever Uncle Chic felt like whipping up to make sure we had a full stomach before we called it a night. He took care of us. Les and Brian got older and started having their friends over the Wednesday. At times, we had 30+ people out there. Uncle Chic's pots of soup would grow to feed everyone. Again, Uncle Chic had to make sure he took care of his friends and family. As our friend Zip recently put it, he was an uncle to all of us. I often would call him the next day and say, hey, Uncle Chic, how did you make that? He would respond, very well. Very well. Sometimes Brian would give us heads up when Uncle Chic was making chicken pot pie. Lisa and I would tell everyone there's no Wednesday that week. We'd park out back and try to keep it all to ourselves. But it didn't work. If you came once, he made you feel so welcome, he would just show back up next week, no invite needed. He made you feel like you belonged. So I have a ton of good memories with Uncle Chic, and him and I have a lot of good laughs. I'm going to miss that. All their inside jokes. Being his godson, I would often tease him because he was forgetting my baptism day was. So I would just announce, let's play one more song, Uncle Chic. We can't call it a night yet, it's my baptism day. Where my self-proclaimed announcement of I'm the champ. Just to go on record, me and Uncle Chic remain champs. We beat Seth and Rusty a couple weeks ago and we our last game together. I lost my dad a couple years ago. It was a rude awakening on how short life is. And I don't mean that live like you're dying, or spend all your money screaming YOLO. I'm referring to the realization of how important it is to savor the moments and appreciate each other's company. That made me appreciate a little bit more about our 23 years of Wednesdays. During the past couple of years, at the end of the night, I would pat up the Chic on the back and tell him, thanks for having us, babe. We did it again. Great Wednesday. I'm thankful I gained the foresight to enjoy the in the moment significance of our get-togethers. Last Monday, my father-in-law headed over to my house to tell me the news that Uncle Chic passed away. He didn't know how he was going to break it to me, knowing how much Uncle Chic meant to us. Fortunately, I did already know. When he walked in, I saw a look of heartbreak and sorrow on his face. Looking back at him, it was me with the same look of heartbreak and sorrow. That was the moment it dawned on me that I didn't have anywhere to go Wednesday nights from now on, and I'll be expected to go to my mother-in-law's for weekly dinners. Honestly, everyone knows how important Uncle Chic is to us. His willingness to continue to be the host we have the voiceover is very much appreciated. It's comforting how many calls, check-ins, texts I receive from people telling me they're sorry to hear the news. Everyone knows how special our relationship was, and that this was going to be a tough one. I'm going to miss him singing my Rolling Stones supersets, his harmonica playing, and going along with the chaos. I'm going to miss walking down to the basement and being greeted by a smile and sitting waiting for the gang to arrive. All your worries, problems, stress will just disappear when you're heading out and pick up a road. So one of the things I learned as I got older is we would never like the time to get that one more minute, hour, day. We just want more. I knew we weren't ready to give them up, but rest assured, Uncle Chic had a perfect life. Kids, grandkids, and a loving home and family. Randy and Lester, Dad loves you, and he knew you loved him. And he was proud. Look forward to the holidays when you were all coming over, telling me what he was going to make, and whose favorite that was. He would often mention that what you were up to or your latest career accomplishment. Ryan Wyatt, he bragged about you guys all the time, whether it was a school achievement, playing a musical instrument, or the witty jokes and conversations you had with him. Mike and Uncle Chic loved you as a son, and I hope you know he did his best to make you feel part of the family. After talking to you the other day in the driveway, I found out one of your favorites was a cheesecake you made. It surprised me. I was on the phone before he was on his way to your house, and he said he was making a cheesecake. Now I realize that was intentional. He made your favorite dessert out of love for you. Happy, I'm glad you and Uncle Chic found each other. You were a good team. You made a great life together. You brought them a lot of joy. Going to the casinos, having lunch, dinner, sharing milestones. One gripe I do have is ever since you came around, you stopped making this chicken pot pie. But he would smile and say, I don't need to make it anymore. Kathy makes me chicken and duck. So you gave him 19 years of someone to come home to, wake up next to, and share life with. Thank you for loving him. We can all see how happy he was with him. Uncle Chic believes in God. He was baptized, confirmed, and would pray for his family. Although we all have to figure out how to keep on keeping along without him, we'll be able to find comfort in all the memories, all the good times, and life lessons. Uncle Chic's at rest, but have faith. If you believe in what I know he believed, one day we'll all rise and join our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ in heaven. In the meantime, no doubt, we're all going to have a lot of I wish Chic was here moments. But when that day comes, we'll all be together again for eternity. That's all I got.
Thank you, Jason. Well, I don't need to say well done. The applause tells it all. Way to capture your own. His pure essence. We're going to hear from some other speakers too. I'd like to ask Lisa to come back and have some things to share. You're going to be the guinea pig. Please.
as young, Uncle Chick would get my nose. Meeting my son as a baby, he did it to him. Too much, so Uncle Chick quickly offered him a chocolate chip cookie and amends for stealing his news. Never got over that. Uncle Chick was always a jokester and loved kids. As I got older, our relationship was more of a friendship. We would enjoy date nights at the apartment and dancing around the floor of the country palace. You didn't need a special invitation, he would tell me, as I came clambering down his stairs. He made all feel loved and welcome. At least you're checking in phone calls.
Thank you very much, Lisa. So next, I'd like to ask Rusty. Please come on forward. Show everybody a t-shirt. Chicky! What I say every time I walk in the store. He usually follow with a Louie, 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 Louie. So I'm always like, but yeah, Chick was the man. He's my golf partner, lead singer, you know what I mean? He's everything to a lot of people. Like Jay said, he'd always ask him how he made things. And I'm guessing if Chick was still here, he'd ask him how he lived his life. He'd say, very well, because he's the man. But I didn't plan too much to say, but when I growing up, you know, I switched up, started going to Catholic school, and every other Friday was a half a day. So I'd go over there. He always had a video game set up and we'd play video games. And once in a while, the parents would go out somewhere and they'd always bring back excellent food. Nonetheless, it always had the best pizza in the world, right? But I love you, Uncle Chick, and fare you well. Yes, sir, Rusty. And I, you know, most of the high school friends always knew him as Chick. His dad was Chick. Now he graduated to become just Chick, but he's always Chicker City. So there is the family that you are born into. There is the family that you develop, and then there are those who become family to you. That is exactly what Annie became to Chick. So, share with us your comments.
This September, Chick and my mom would have been together 19 years. She even took her life. She made me think the most. They all life together. Enjoyed spending time with each other no matter what they were doing. On July 31st, she heard, "Good morning, baby. How did you sleep?" for the last time. They ate breakfast together that morning. For the last time, something they did every day. Chick left my mom with memories that she'll cherish for the rest of her life. He loved my mom unconditionally with all his heart. They were supposed to grow old together and watch their grandkids grow up, because all of us kids know the grandkids and fur kids meant more than us. They would spend their days like two old people with a routine. They always had their day planned out, and if they didn't go to the grocery store every day, they'd think something was wrong. Chick said he was driving his Daisy now that my mom retired. But let's be real, we all know Chick would not be the one who hired our driver. And unfortunately, he paid less for skills. I have had the pleasure of seeing my life flash before my eyes a couple times behind the wheel. Louis continues to look for his best friend every day. He had Chick wrapped around his little ball since the day they met. really fitting that your last moments on earth are with him. Life's gonna look different without Chick. Holidays are gonna look different without Chick. My mom's gonna have to master the cheesecake that we all eat for every holiday. And who will we yell at for not keeping the saran wrap all on the table Christmas Eve? Even though it usually was my mom's fault for ripping it before he had his turn. Who will we call to make our pizza because no one made them quite like Chick? And we won't dare bring someone else's pizza in the house. Chick, grab your coffee. I got my mom.
Not that that will be easy for anyone to speak after. However, we did allow for some time this morning if there are a few folks that have some thoughts that they'd like to share. So to benefit those who joined us via live stream, I would ask that you come forward to use the microphone to speak. But if there are a few others that would like to share, that would be fine. Also, there will be the opportunity at Chick's home immediately following our time at the cemetery to share a story in a more, probably a little more informal setting. So if there is someone who would like to come forward to share a story, please feel free to do so at this time. That's okay, because you didn't have it prep time. So no worries. There will be that opportunity to share, again, a story or two, and many of them are private, like a lot of the stories from Chick, high school friends here last night, a few of those stories that certainly not shared. It's just good to say that everybody's enjoyed some of the movies. I think your family knows how much they were loved by him, and for that I am extremely grateful. So the last two folks that we are going to hear from today are probably the two most important people in Chick's life, and that are his two daughters. So I'd like to ask Brandy first if you would come forward and share your thoughts with the group that's assembled, and Leslie will follow you.
So I've been thinking for days what I was going to talk about. But when my kids came home, Les and I got knocked down and fed on the phone. So I'll just tell you how it was with my kids. When Riley was in third grade, that child was getting calls from him every day. And detention every other day. And I would call my dad Brian and I'd say, Dad, she's going to be in prison by the time she gets in fourth grade. And he'd say, nah, Brad, don't worry. Look at your sister. She made it. And then with Wyatt, he loved him some Wyatt. And I would call him because Wyatt, he's all boy. He would do things like wipe his balls on our hand taps. And I'd be like, Dad, what do I do? And he, instead of advice, he'd giggle and tell all the guys at Big John's, listen to what the grandson did this time. But yeah. There's two. They put the sparkle in his eyes. And then Wednesdays. There was one Wednesday in high school. We all came up out of the basement and there were suds all over the floor. And we're like, Dad, what happened? He didn't have any little cascade tabs. So he put regular dish soap in the dishwasher. And it just kept coming out. And we're like, well, what do we do, Dad? He's, ain't nothing we can do about it now. And that's pretty much how he dealt with everything. He just flew by the seat of our pants. But up gonna miss him. Because he'd been driving up from school every day and ruined her dinner every day. She'd be like, oh, well, Papa took me to the dollar store, I'm not hungry. We stopped at Wendy's and fed Brownie on the way home, I'm not hungry. So pray for her, because now she's gonna eat my cooking every day. And Wyatt, he's afraid to show emotion because it makes Papa wants him to be strong. But he really looked up to him. We've all got some big shoes to fill. So.
My dad was so much to me. We're so tight. Like, it was always me and Dad. Every picture, I'm there. And, I mean, it's funny because he would always, I wrote stuff, I'm not paying attention. You know, it's all in my ears, but if I was looking at a lot of our pictures that we have, and like some of them are really cringy. Like I dressed like that, my hair was like that, and every picture where it's me looking like a mess. My dad is in the background, just cheesy. He's so proud. It didn't matter what we did. You know? One time, I was like, teach me how to go to grass and riding mower, and he let me finally do it by myself. And the first thing I did was crash into a big people. And then he didn't let me ride the lawnmower. We used to go fishing at the. I was like the son my dad never had, aside from my cousins. We used to go fishing in the Kansas River. Just watch football together. Even now, I keep telling my husband's a Steelers fan, and I'm not. That I don't know who would talk to some football every Monday, because I would call him and we would talk about how bad the Eagles were. You know, he used to be a Grant. He loved us so much, and I'm just now discovering how much my dad really did love us. He literally kept everything we ever did. All the failed tests, everything. And no, seriously, she has one that's a geometry exam.
And he said, ouch.
But he used to get up every morning and drive us to school because he loved us. Like every morning, it's always a thing as far as that fact as I can remember. He drives to school. He taught me everything. He taught me how to cook. He taught me how to clean and be humble. He taught me how to treat people, and you guys knew how I was as a kid. So he taught me a lot of things. I guarantee you, he thought that he wasn't teaching me anything. He taught me how to swing a golf ball. He was never judgmental of all the things that I got myself into. He never judgmental. Catch more flies with sugar, things like that. And you have to clean up one desk before you make another one. Things like that. I remember he was so happy when I graduated high school because he was graduating too. He was in the principal's office so much that he was such a bad kid. I was. And he never judged me for it. And then when I graduated community college, I wanted to have a party in the backyard. He was like, absolutely loves me to have a party. And he gave me $20. He said, go buy some ice. And back then, you know, ice was $1 a bag. Sometimes cheaper. And I came back with a trunk full of ice because he gave me $20. I didn't have. And he looks at me and he goes, I don't know how you graduated my sister hated me, but for a while there, every morning at 6 a.m. I would practice again. That's how my dad never, I didn't think about that. He never let me. And I don't know what to do after he's not here. I would call him when things got hard in my life and talk to him about it. And I'm so thankful that he got to see me get my master's degree. I'm thankful that he got to walk me down the aisle at my wedding. He got to see the Eagles win a Super Bowl. That was amazing. And then finally, he got to see my house, which sounds like such a small thing, but it meant so much to me because all my life I wanted to just show my dad that I made it. And for him to see everything that I've done meant so much to me. And he was so proud. I mean, he didn't tell me he was proud, but now I know he was proud. Because all week I've been hearing people come up to me and tell me, oh, I heard about you. And I didn't know that he talked about me that much. When we were little, me and Brand used to fight over who was going to dance with him. The two songs. It was always either congratulations or sugar ray. And he would have us stand on the tops of his feet. So we were so spoiled, we didn't even have to move. And I was gonna say, congratulations for breaking my heart. Congratulations for tearing it all apart. Congratulations. You finally. Congratulations. You're okay. You're safe. And you didn't hurt. And I know that you always will be glad when you get this call.
Thank you, both of you. I especially thank Leslie for not making me stand next to her. You no longer need to stand up for that. So in just a few moments, we will escort Chic to his place of rest at Overlook Cemetery with a brief ceremony at the graveside. One of the things that you all need to know is that we will go past Big John's on the way to Overlook Cemetery. So those of you who are going to be part of the procession, please bear with us as we travel through town, probably delayed by a truck making a delivery double parked in front of Big John's. We'll have the flashers on. I think there's really no emergency. There's stuff in there. So to conclude things, when I think of your dad, another thought that I had is many of you are familiar with Jesus' Sermon on the Mount. If not, I wanted to say a couple words about the Beatitudes. So the Beatitudes, and I steal this from a pastor friend of mine, are attitudes of how to think. More than just that. And I just want to highlight a couple that I think are pretty descriptive. The third one that Christ addressed in that famous Sermon on the Mount from the book of Matthew, the New Testament, was, blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. And it says the meaning is that the humble will receive far more than the arrogant and prideful. Not only do the meek enjoy more of life on earth because of their ability to be content, they will possess and enjoy the earth well Beatitudes also address the fact, blessed are the peacemakers. I always saw Chick as one, customers never got too riled. He was always one spreading peace and harmony. He was laid back, but that's because he was a peacemaker. So the Beatitudes say that the peacemakers will be called the sons of God. So it's my prayer for your family and for those of us who assemble here to honor him that we fully believe this is not the end. Much more to come, and that if there is a way to make pizza in heaven, Chick is right there alongside Red's, his original mentor, Big John, serving up those pies. So I would like to thank you on behalf of the family for bearing with us as we managed to get through this tribute to Chick. I say thanks to those who joined us electronically to share at this time. Special condolences to Chick's mom, who could not be with us today because she now lives in Brooklyn. But you're here in spirit. We all wish for your family love and the best. You've been surrounded by that. You now know how much your dad, your Chick, Kathy, really meant to this means for the world to share those memories as they. So we would like to give each of you the chance to come forward, pay your final respects. Our folks will be glad to help you out to your vehicles and again prepare ourselves for the procession to Overlook Cemetery, which will take a slight detour through downtown to go past Big John's one final.